Hello, welcome to our presentation on the Mediterranean diet, guys. My name is Amanda. I'm going to be one of your registered dietitians as you go throughout our weekly wellness program. You'll be meeting Katie shortly. A little about myself is, yes, I'm a registered dietitian with the program. I also love salmon, and another one of my favorite foods is donuts. As registered dietitians, I know we hear the term dietitian and we think rigid, strict diet. So something really, really important to stress as you go throughout the program here is it's not so much about strict guidelines and calorie counting and weighing out our portions and our foods, but rather making small, realistic lifestyle changes that we enjoy that's going to last us a lifetime so that we can lead a happy and healthy life. I'm going to pass the mic off to Katie now so she can introduce herself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Katie. I'm the other dietitian with the program. You're going to be hearing our voices a lot throughout the next 12 weeks. So I want to thank you for joining us. And this fantastic presentation is going to go over, yes, the Mediterranean diet. So this is a diet and lifestyle that's going to help guide you throughout the 12-week program to help you achieve your goals. So we are going to discuss what that Mediterranean diet is, the origin of the Mediterranean diet, foods that are included and not included in this diet, why we recommend this diet specifically for our 9/11 first responders, as well as ways to incorporate this into our lifestyle and make it stick and enjoy ourselves all at the same time. So you're going to get really comfortable with this pyramid, and it's essentially just going to show you foods that you should include a lot of. And as you go up the pyramid, you're going to want to limit those foods. So starting at the bottom, we really need to stay hydrated throughout all of this. Water, unsweetened tea, seltzer, and coffee can all be included as part of this diet every day, at least 64 fluid ounces if you can. Now, the next one is going to be the main meal. So you're going to see here, what is the common factor of all these foods, fruits, vegetables, is that they contain fiber. Fiber is a type of carbohydrate that's going to help with blood sugar management, weight management, and heart health. So we want you including anywhere from 1 to 3 servings of fruit per day, including a wide variety of non-starchy vegetables, and you're going to be learning more about all the different food groups throughout these next 12 weeks. You want to eat a lot of variety of colors and textures. So think raw salads, cooked, roasted, air fried, you name it. We don't care how you prepare it as long as you eating your vegetables. Extra virgin olive oil and avocado oil are going to be your 2 main oils that we want you to cook with. Olive oil for low heat, avocado oil for high heat, like a sear. And it is a relatively low carbohydrate diet that we want you on. However, if you're going to choose grains, we want those grains to be whole grains like brown rice, quinoa, whole grain bread, and also including some starches like potatoes, sweet potatoes, squash, peas, and beans. So moving up that pyramid here, healthy fats are going to help keep you full and satisfied. And also adding a lot of herbs and spices are going to help keep your food flavorful, right? So instead of salt and sugar, we're going to replace that with some fresh herbs like cinnamon, oregano, basil, mint, parsley, etc. And we're going to be providing you with some information on this in all of the weeks to come. And we also included plant proteins in this category. So we do want you experimenting more with beans and legumes like chickpeas and black beans. These are going to give you a lot of fiber, but also protein. Soy is also a food that sometimes people are nervous to eat, but we do want you starting to incorporate some soy, and we're going to give you some recipes in the next few weeks. Next up is dairy. So we do need you to limit your dairy intake because it is pro-inflammatory for a lot of people. But if you're going to choose dairy, we do recommend low-fat or grass-fed options, specifically plain Greek yogurt, dairy or plant milk, right, like almond milk, oat milk, etc. Feta cheese can absolutely be included, as well as a low-fat mozzarella. The next step is your proteins, right? So we want to start to walk away from those red meats and start incorporating more lean meats into your diet. That means white meat, meaning chicken and turkey, your poultry, about 2 portions a week, sometimes a little more. Fish and seafood. If you're not a fish person, we'll talk to you separately about what you can do, but we do want you to start incorporating more seafood like shellfish, as well as fatty fish like salmon and tuna, mackerel, etc., into your diet. The next step is going to be eggs or egg whites. If you have high cholesterol, again, we'll give you more specific recommendations, but it's okay to have a maximum of about 6 egg yolks per week and an unlimited amount of egg whites. They're very lean. And all of these protein categories are important to incorporate for feeling full and maintaining your muscle. And then last up, our favorite foods at the top here, some of us are going to be these processed meats like bacon, sausage, cold cuts, specifically pastrami and salami, those more fattier pork-based meat products. We really want you to have infrequently as possible. The reason is because they are pro-inflammatory. We'll get into a little bit about what that means in the next few weeks. But all this to say, if you're going to have red meat like a steak or a pork, try and keep it lean like a skirt steak or a nice lean pork tenderloin, and really try to watch out for those processed meats, hot dogs, hamburgers, bacon, sausage, etc. And sweets are a big driver of inflammation, diabetes, and heart disease. So we do want you trying to walk away from those packaged desserts, right? The Entenmann's cookies or a lot of these really fatty, sugary baked goods, and start choosing more wholesome desserts that have natural sugar. And we're going to be providing you with some recipes, so don't worry.
Excellent. So as we get started with the Mediterranean diet, it's important to note our staples, right? So the Mediterranean diet, like Katie was excellently explaining, it's a higher fat diet to make up for the lower carbohydrates, right? And like as Katie was saying, there are better carbs than others, like fruits, vegetables, whole grains, beans and legumes also have some carbs. So aiming for those higher fiber ones. So this healthy fat component, it's just really important to note that olive oil is the cornerstone food of the Mediterranean diet. So cooking with olive oil at that low heat, if it's under 400 degrees, you're ready to go. Above 400 degrees, like grilling or putting that burner on high, you want to go for avocado oil. But not to be redundant, remember to stick with proteins like swim, fly, grow from the ground. And to limit red meat, so any animal with four legs that walk on land, to about 2 times a week or less. Look realistically at where we're starting. If we're at 6 times a week, maybe we want to try to aim for 4 times a week. We got to try to be realistic with our goals here. Of course, hydration, so about 64 fluid ounces per day is a good rule of thumb. And we want to try to avoid drinking beverages with lots of calories and sugar. So let's try to keep sugar under 10 grams per serving as a general rule of thumb, whether it is a beverage or a food. Seltzer is great. And if we are going to have alcohol, we want to try to have a red wine if possible for the phytonutrient benefits from the grapes, which is going to be good for our heart. It's called resveratrol. So as Katie was saying, you want to eat the rainbow, try to get plenty of colors in your diet, plenty of variety, avoid having the same kind of protein every night. If we have salmon on Monday, maybe let's try to have chicken on Wednesday, for example. The more variety of nutrients you're taking in helps your body to run more efficiently, so now you're getting a greater plethora of vitamins, minerals, phytonutrients to help reduce inflammation in the body, which we will be going over more so in the week. So what inflammation really is, and why we have to worry about it, and how we're going to take care of it. Last but not least, of course, is aiming for more of those plants, right? Those herbs and spices. They're very, very dense in nutrients, especially your garlic, your cinnamon, your basil. So it's more so about aiming to have more of the flavors coming from herbs and spices so that naturally on our palate, we start to have a little bit less salt and sugar if that's something that we're adding. So why do we want to do the Mediterranean diet? Is this even going to be great for me? Well, yes, of course, it's going to be great. So the reason why we like it, it's not a very rigid diet. There's no special appliances, supplements, workout gear. It's not a high investment diet that you have to spend all this money and have no social life to follow, right? So you can still go out to eat with friends and still enjoy food with family, barbecuing, all that good stuff. It's not very restrictive, which means that's something we can try to do lifelong. This is in comparison to, say, like other fad diets, like the keto diet, for example. Keto diet is a very restrictive diet, which is another reason why people often only last like a month on it, because we're holding ourselves to unrealistic standards. So one thing that when you're embarking on a new plan, we always have to think small goals lead us to those bigger goals. We want to gradually chip away. Ease into this in a way that is enjoyable for you. So starting with maybe, okay, if we're having a water bottle a day, so maybe let's try to have 2 water bottles per day. Just thinking more realistically. It's a very anti-inflammatory diet, being that it's rich in plants, fruits, vegetables, whole grains, nuts and seeds, beans and legumes. They all contain a dense amount of vitamins, minerals, and phytonutrients, which we'll go over with this phytonutrient concept base as well in later weeks. But it's also a plethora of fruits, vegetables, of carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. We're not X-raying any particular macronutrient either, which can lead to issues. It may help you with improving your lab work. It can potentially help with weight loss and reducing our waist circumference. And last but not least, it's an evidence-based program of which we have actually studied on specifically 9/11 responders who attend our clinics. When navigating the program, we have made a separate video for you guys to click this link, but we've made it to this video so far, so we're doing pretty good. So click this link here, and it will direct you to how to navigate the website and the program going forward. But just know if you guys have any specific questions, please never hesitate to call us. We would glad to help and answer those questions.
All right, so all this to say, how can you get started? This may be a very big change from what you're currently eating, and that's okay. When you meet with us for your one-on-one session, we're really going to help you navigate, how you're making these changes. But the best way, like Amanda said, is ease your way into more healthful eating. Start by swapping out less optimal foods, right? Those foods that are at the top of the pyramid, and start including more foods that have a little bit more nourishment to your body. You're going to find some great recipes and education materials and handouts on the website for comfort food swaps, hydration ideas. Maybe you're not a big water drinker. We have, helpful tips for that. And basically just start planning and start thinking about where you really want to make some changes. You really want to learn to savor your food and enjoy what you're doing. You can see this beautiful plate here. I think that looks delicious, and it's going to taste good too. You just have to kind of be in a good mindset that this is going to be a journey for you. We do also say become a social eater. The bottom of the pyramid, there's no picture there, but one of the big pillars of the Mediterranean diet is eating together. And eating, if you do live with family or friends, try to enjoy meals together. If you're going to splurge on ice cream, do it with your friends and family. Enjoy yourself, and that will allow for moderation as time goes on. Once we allow ourselves to know that all foods fit, you're going to find this process a lot easier. Start getting outside for some moderate intensity activity like gardening, going for a walk, swimming, going to the beach. Just start moving your body in a way that feels good for you. You do not need to remove anything 100% right now. We will talk about if there's anything you need to absolutely exclude from your diet, if you have a food allergy or things like that. Otherwise, you may have it, but think about how often. If you see, we're going to provide you with a grocery shopping list. Try some new vegetables, grow them, roast them, try a new salad you've never had before, or maybe try almonds and nuts, get crazy with it. But remember, it all comes with small goals. We're going to set some goals with you in your session. But take a peek at the materials that we provided for you. We want to say thank you for participating in this 12-week program. We're signing off today, but please shoot us an email or give us a call if you have any messages. So from me and Amanda, best of luck to you, and we'll see you soon. Thanks.